Hey everyone, tonight I'm standing on my front porch, the air thick with the stench of rotting garbage she dumped by my mailbox, red and blue police lights pulsing across the cul-de-sac like a heartbeat. My hands tremble not from fear, but from the rage that's been simmering for months, ever since that venomous taunt. "You probably don't even pay taxes," slithered from her lips. "You probably wouldn't last a week living next to someone like this. So before you settle in, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe, but only if you actually want more raw stories like this. Drop a comment below. Where are you listening from? And have you ever had a nightmare neighbor?" Now take a deep breath, because here's everything you never knew about the war. I survived on my own front lawn. My name's Elise, and I moved to this quiet suburban street 2 years ago, chasing a fresh start after a brutal divorce. The houses here are cookie-cutter cute, with manicured lawns and kids' bikes scattered like confetti. But then there's her Denise, my next-door neighbor, a woman whose smile is a razor blade wrapped in syrup. It started small, her dog barking at 3 a.m., her trash cans blocking my driveway, her snide comments about my sad little garden. I ignored it, kept my head down, tried to be the bigger person. But that day, 6 months ago, changed everything. I'm weeding my flower bed, sweat stinging my eyes, when Denise leans over the fence, her voice dripping with contempt. "You probably don't even pay taxes living in that dump." The words hit like a slap. I freeze, dirt caked under my nails, my pulse hammering. I don't respond, not because I'm scared, but because I'm stunned. Taxes I've paid every cent, unlike her, as I'd soon discover. That night, I lie awake, her words looping in my head, and something snaps. I'm done playing nice. The next morning, I notice something odd, a stranger's car parked in her driveway, not for the first time. I've seen people coming and going from her basement at all hours, shady types, not family, not friends. Whispers from other neighbors confirm my suspicion. Denise is renting out her basement, probably illegally. My mind races. If she's dodging taxes, I'm going to prove it. I start watching, documenting dates, times, license plates. It's obsessive, sure, but her taunt lit a fuse, and I'm not backing down. Days turn into weeks, and my notebook fills with evidence: 3 tenants, no permits, cash payments. I'm no detective, but I know this is big. I confront her one evening, my voice steady despite the knot in my stomach. "Denise, I know about your basement renters. That's against city code, isn't it?" Her face twists, eyes narrowing like a cornered animal. "Mind your own business, Elise, or you'll regret it." The threat hangs in the air, but I don't flinch. Instead, I smile, because I've already emailed the city's code enforcement office. That night, I hear her screaming into her phone through her open window, something about that nosy bitch next door. My heart pounds, but I feel alive, powerful. This isn't just about taxes anymore. It's about justice. She thinks she can bully me, but she's about to learn I'm not the pushover she assumed. The next morning, a city inspector's van rolls up, and Denise's face as she answers the door is pure panic. I watch from my window, sipping coffee, my first taste of victory. But victory is fleeting. By evening, my mailbox is stuffed with rotting fish guts, the stench gagging me as I scrape it clean. Denise doesn't say a word, but her smirk as she waters her roses says it all. This is war, and I'm all in. I realize now that exposing her illegal rental was just the opening shot. She's not going to stop, and neither am I. Something shifts inside me, a quiet, fierce determination. I'm not just fighting for my peace. I'm fighting for every sleepless night, every snide remark, every moment she made me feel small. The stench of fish guts lingers in my nostrils as I scrub my mailbox under the porch light. The neighborhood's silent, except for the distant hum of a lawnmower. Denise's smirk from earlier burns in my mind, a silent declaration of war. I'm not just cleaning up her mess, I'm steeling myself for what's next. Her illegal basement rental is my leverage, and I'm diving deeper no matter the cost. I wake early, the sky still bruised with dawn, and pore over my notebook. License plates, tenant names, dates, my evidence is solid, but it's not enough. I need proof that'll stick, something undeniable. I start with the city's public records hunched over my laptop, coffee going cold. It takes hours, but I find it. Denise's property is zoned for single-family use, no rentals allowed without a permit. She doesn't have one. My pulse quickens, this could ruin her. I dig further, scouring online forums where tenants post complaints. A name pops up. D. Larson? Shady landlord? Cash only, no lease. It's her. Reviews describe a damp, moldy basement, no heat, and threats if anyone complains. I screenshot everything, my hands shaking with adrenaline. This isn't just about code violations anymore. She's exploiting people, profiting off misery. I feel a surge of purpose, but also dread. Confronting her again could escalate things beyond garbage pranks. Midweek, I spot one of her tenants, a wiry guy with a backpack, sneaking out at dawn. I take a chance approaching him as he unlocks his car. "Hey, I live next door. Is Denise renting you that basement?" His eyes dart nervously, but he nods. "No lease, just cash. Place is a dump." I press gently, learning he's paid her $800 a month for a room with no windows. I give him my number, urging him to report her. He hesitates, scared, but promises to think about it. That night, I'm emboldened, my anger outweighing my fear. I knock on Denise's door, my evidence folder tucked under my arm. She answers, her face a mask of fake sweetness. "Elise, what's this about? I don't waste time. I know you're running an illegal rental. I have proof, tenant names, payments, everything. Stop now or I'm escalating this." Her smile vanishes, replaced by a snarl. "You're pathetic, spying on me. You'll pay for this." She slams the door, and I hear her shouting inside, probably plotting her next move. The next morning, my car tires are slashed, 4 clean cuts, no mistaking her handiwork. I call the police, but without proof, they can only file a report. My stomach churns as I pay for new tires, but I'm not deterred. If anything, her desperation fuels me. I email my evidence to the city again, this time, copying the tax assessor's office. If she's dodging rental income taxes, they'll care. I feel a thrill, like I'm finally hitting back. But Denise isn't done. That evening, I find my front lawn covered in dog feces smeared across my welcome mat. The smell is vile, and neighbors gawk as I clean it up, humiliated, but defiant. I catch her watching from her window, her expression smug. It's a low blow, but it's also a mistake. She's getting sloppy emotional. I realize she's scared, and that shifts the power. I'm no longer just reacting. I'm hunting. I spend the next day researching local tax laws, learning that unreported rental income could trigger an audit. I file an anonymous tip with the IRS detailing her cash payments. It's a gamble, but if it lands, she's done. As I hit send, my heart races, not with fear, but with clarity. This is bigger than her taunt about my taxes. It's about holding her accountable for every cruel act. By week's end, a new car parks at her place, an older woman, maybe another tenant. I'm about to approach her when Denise storms out, screaming at the woman to leave. Their argument echoes, and I record it from my porch, catching Denise admit, "I need the cash, so shut up and pay." It's gold proof of her scheme in her own words. I save the file, my resolve hardening. She's unraveling, and I'm ready to push harder. The recording of Denise's outburst plays on a loop in my head as I sit at my kitchen table, the dawn light slicing through the blinds. Her voice raw and desperate. "I need the cash, so shut up and pay" is a weapon, and I'm itching to use it. My evidence is piling up, but I need to strike where it hurts most: her reputation. The HOA meeting tonight is my chance to expose her, and I'm ready to turn the neighborhood against her. I spend the morning preparing printing screenshots, zoning laws, and tenant complaints. My hands shake as I organize the folder, not from nerves, but from the electric thrill of anticipation. Denise has bullied this street for too long, her snide remarks, her petty pranks, her untouchable attitude. Tonight, I'm tearing that facade down. I glance out my window and see her watering her roses, oblivious, her calm, infuriating me further. The HOA meeting is held in the community center, a sterile room smelling of coffee and old carpet. Neighbors chatter unaware of the bomb I'm about to drop. Denise struts in late, her perfume announcing her before she speaks, and takes a seat near the front, smirking at me. I clench my folder, my pulse hammering. The president, a tired retiree named Carl, drones through the agenda speed bumps, holiday decorations, until I raise my hand. Elise, you've got the floor, Carl says, and every eye turns to me. I stand, my voice steady despite the heat crawling up my neck. I have evidence that Denise is running an illegal rental in her basement, violating city zoning and tax laws. The room gasps, whispers erupting. Denise's face drains of color, but she recovers fast, laughing. That's absurd. She's just jealous of my property value. I don't flinch. I pass out copies of my evidence zoning codes. Tenant reviews my recordings transcript. She's exploiting vulnerable people, taking cash, dodging taxes. I've reported her to the city and the IRS. The room explodes, neighbors shouting over each other. Denise leaps up, her voice shrill. You're a liar, Elise. You're obsessed, stalking me. But her panic betrays her. She's losing control. Carl bangs his gavel, demanding order. A neighbor, Mrs. Patel, speaks up, her voice trembling. I've seen strange cars at her place too. Is this true? Denise, others nod, sharing stories, late-night noise, sketchy visitors. Denise sputters, claiming it's all a misunderstanding, but the tide's turning. I catch her eye, and for the first time, I see fear. It's intoxicating. The meeting ends in chaos, with Carl promising to escalate the issue to the city. As we file out, Denise corners me in the parking lot, her breath hot with rage. You think you've won? I'll make your life hell. Her threat lands like a punch, but I hold her gaze. Try it, Denise. I'm not scared anymore. She storms off, and I feel a shift, a surge of power I haven't felt in years. But blowback comes fast. The next morning, my front door is spray-painted with the word snitch in red. Neighbors whisper as I scrub it off, some sympathetic others avoiding my eyes. My phone buzzes with an anonymous text, back off or else. It's her. I know it, but I can't prove it. My stomach twists. Have I gone too far? I push the doubt aside, focusing on the HOA's promise to act. I've drawn blood, and I'm not stopping now. That afternoon, I find a new ally, Mrs. Patel, who brings me tea and a story. She's seen Denise's tenants sneaking out scared and heard her threaten them. You're brave, Elise, she says. I'll back you up. Her support steadies me, but I know Denise won't go quietly. As I lock my doors that night, I realize this war is splitting the neighborhood. I've exposed her, but at what cost? The HOA meeting was my first real victory. Yet I'm not naive. Denise is plotting something worse, and I need to be ready. The red paint from Snitch still stains my doorstep, faint but stubborn, as I sweep the porch under a gray morning sky. Denise's threat in the parking lot. I'll make your life hell echoes in my mind. But it's her silence since the HOA meeting that unnerves me. She's too quiet, like a snake coiled in the grass. I know she's planning something, and I'm bracing for the strike. I spend the day fortifying my evidence, emailing the city with Mrs. Patel's account of Denise's tenant threats. My inbox pings with a reply an inspector will visit next week. It's progress, but it feels too slow. I glance at Denise's house, her curtains drawn, no sign of life. The calm is deceptive, and my gut churns with anticipation. I install a cheap security camera by my front door, its red light blinking like a warning. If she comes for me, I'll catch her. That evening, I'm grilling chicken in my backyard when a foul smell hits me. Not garbage, but something chemical. I follow it to my fence where my rose bushes are wilting, their leaves blackened. Bleach. She's poured bleach on my garden, killing my roses, the ones I planted after my divorce, my symbol of starting over. Rage surges hot and blinding. I march to her door, pounding until my knuckles ache. Denise, I know it was you. You're pathetic. No answer, but her porch light flicks on, mocking me. I return home, shaking, and check my camera footage. There she is, 2 a.m., a shadowy figure with a jug dousing my roses. My heart pounds with vindication. This is proof undeniable. I save the clip, my mind racing. She thinks she can break me, but this prank is her mistake. I'm done playing defense. I upload the video to the neighborhood's online forum, captioning it Denise's latest attack. Who's next? By morning, the post has dozens of comments, shock, anger, support. Neighbors I barely know message me sharing their own Denise stories, stolen packages, keyed cars, harassment. She's not just my enemy, she's the streets. Emboldened, I print flyers with a still from the video and her address detailing her illegal rental and vandalism. I slip them into mailboxes under cover of dusk, my pulse hammering with the thrill of rebellion. It's reckless, but I'm past caring. She wants war. I'll bring it to her doorstep. The next day, neighbors whisper as they pass her house, some knocking to confront her. Denise's car stays parked, her blinds shut. I've rattled her, and it feels like fire in my veins, but her retaliation hits hard. That night, I wake to sirens, red and blue lights flooding my bedroom. My front yard is trashed, lawn furniture smashed, my mailbox uprooted, my car windshield cracked. Police question me, but I know it's her. The camera caught nothing. She's learned to avoid it. Neighbors gather, some blaming me for escalating things. You stirred her up, Elise one mutters. Doubt creeps in. Am I the villain now? But Mrs. Patel squeezes my hand, whispering, Don't stop. She's scared. I spend the next day cleaning, my body aching, but my resolve unbroken. The destruction is personal, a message back off. But I see it differently. She's desperate, lashing out because I've exposed her. I realize I've underestimated her cruelty, but also her weakness. She's not untouchable. She's unraveling. I email the video of her bleaching my roses to the city, adding it to my complaint. If she wants to play dirty, I'll bury her in consequences. As I board up my broken mailbox, a new plan forms. The neighborhood's turning against her, and I need to keep the pressure on. I'll rally more allies, push the city harder, make her feel the walls closing in. This isn't just about my roses or her taunt anymore. It's about showing her she can't win. I feel a shift, a clarity. I'm not just surviving her. I'm fighting to reclaim my home, my peace, my power. The splintered remains of my mailbox lean against the garage, a grim reminder of Denise's late-night rampage. The neighborhood buzzes with tension, whispers trailing me as I walk to the corner store for coffee. My flyers worked. People are talking, pointing at her house, but not everyone's on my side. Some neighbors glare, muttering about drama and escalation. I feel exposed, like I'm walking a tightrope, but I can't stop now. Denise's silence since her vandalism feels like a storm brewing, and I need allies to weather it. I call Mrs. Patel, who invites me over for tea. Her living room smells of cardamom, and her steady voice grounds me. "You're not alone, Elise," she says, showing me texts from neighbors fed up with Denise's antics. She suggests a group meeting to strategize, and I agree, hopeful. We invite a few others: Tom, a gruff mechanic; Sarah, a single mom; and Greg, a quiet retiree. That evening, we gather in Mrs. Patel's basement, the air thick with determination. Tom shares how Denise slashed his tires last year. Sarah says her kids are scared to play outside. I show them my evidence tenant reviews the bleach video the IRS tip. "She's a bully," I say, "but she's slipping. We can stop her together." Greg, who's been silent, clears his throat. "I saw her with a city official yesterday laughing. She might have connections." My stomach drops. If Denise is cozying up to someone in power, my complaints could be buried. The group agrees to keep digging, but I sense hesitation. Sarah whispers, "What if she comes after us?" I promise to take the lead, but doubt gnaws at me. Have I dragged them into my war? The next day, I'm photocopying more evidence at the library when Greg calls. His voice is shaky. "Elise, I told Denise about our meeting. She cornered me, threatened to sue. My blood runs cold, betrayal, sharp and sudden." "Why, Greg?" I snap. He mumbles about fear, but I hang up fury, drowning out his excuses. Denise knows we're organizing, and I've lost an ally. I rush home, checking my camera footage, paranoid she's already struck. Nothing yet, but the betrayal shifts something in me. I can't trust everyone, but I won't back down. That night, Denise escalates. I'm woken by a crash, my kitchen window shattered by a brick. A note's tied to it. "Stop, or worse." My hands tremble as I call the police, who take a report but say it's circumstantial. The brick's clean, no prints. Neighbors peek from their windows, but no one comes forward. I board up the window, my heart pounding, and realize Greg's betrayal gave her the nerve to strike. I'm furious at him, at her, at myself for thinking I could rally a team so easily. The next morning, I confront Greg at his doorstep, my voice low but sharp. "You sold us out." He stammers, eyes downcast, but offers no defense. I walk away, feeling exposed but resolute. I can't rely on waverers. I need to tighten my circle. I call Mrs. Patel, Tom, and Sarah, warning them about Greg. They're shaken but committed, and we plan to flood the city with complaints overwhelming any connections Denise might have. I feel a flicker of hope, but also dread her attacks are getting bolder. I spend the day researching her supposed official friend, cross-referencing city employee names with her social media. I find nothing concrete, but the effort steadies me. As I lock my doors that night, I realize Greg's betrayal was a wake-up call. I've been naive, expecting unity. This war is mine to lead, and I need to be smarter, tougher. Denise thinks she's broken my resolve, but she's only sharpened it. I'm not just fighting for my home anymore. I'm fighting for every neighbor she's terrorized, and I'll do it with or without a crowd behind me. The boarded-up kitchen window casts jagged shadows across my counter as I sip coffee at dawn, the brick's note, "Stop, or worse," burning a hole in my pocket. Greg's betrayal stings, but it's Denise's escalating attacks that keep me up, my mind racing with her next move. She knows I'm rallying neighbors, pushing the city, and now the IRS. I've got her cornered, but a trapped animal is dangerous, and I'm not fool enough to think she'll quit. Today, I'm setting a trap of my own. I start by emailing the city again, attaching the bleach video tenant testimonies and a new complaint about the brick. I mention her possible official friend from Greg's tip, hoping it'll spook them into action. Then, I call Mrs. Patel, Tom, and Sarah, urging them to file their own reports, noise violations, harassment, anything to bury Denise in paperwork. She can't dodge this forever, I say, my voice steadier than I feel. Mrs. Patel agrees, but Sarah's hesitant, her kid's safety weighing on her. I promise to keep her name out of it, but guilt gnaws at me. Am I pushing too hard? Mid-morning. I head to the county tax office, my evidence folder bulging. The clerk, a bored woman with glasses, confirms my IRS tip was received, but warns audits take time. If she's dodging rental income, we'll find it, she says. I leave feeling a spark of hope, but it's tempered by dread. Denise's silence since the brick feels like a countdown. I check my security camera from my phone. Nothing yet, but I'm not letting my guard down. That afternoon, I spot one of her tenants, the wiry guy from weeks ago, loading a bag into his car. I approach, heart pounding. "Hey, remember me? Did you report her?" He looks spooked, muttering. "She kicked me out after your flyers." I'm done. I press offering to connect him with the city, but he drives off. I curse under my breath, another lead gone. But his eviction means Denise is scrambling, maybe cutting ties to hide her tracks. It's a small win, and I cling to it. By evening, my trap is set. I've mailed a formal complaint to the city naming Denise's illegal rental and requesting an immediate inspection. I included her recorded admission I need the cash and the bleach video, knowing it'll force her hand. If she panics, she'll slip up. I'm jittery checking my locks when my phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. "You're done, Elise. Watch your back." It's her, I'm sure, but it's too vague for the police. My stomach twists, but I save it another piece of her unraveling. The blowback comes at midnight. I'm jolted awake by my car alarm, its wail piercing the quiet street. I grab my phone and check the camera. Denise, unmistakable in a hoodie, smashes my side mirror with a bat before vanishing. My blood boils, but I'm grinning. She's on tape, and this time the police will care. I call them, my voice calm, despite the adrenaline. 2 officers arrive, watch the footage, and nod grimly. "We'll talk to her," one says, but warns it's not enough for an arrest. I don't care. It's proof she's losing control. As they leave, Denise's porch light flicks on, and I see her silhouette in the window watching. My skin crawls, but I meet her gaze through the glass unflinching. She's trying to scare me, but this video is my ace. I upload it to the neighborhood forum, captioning it, "Denise's latest caught red-handed." Comments flood in anger, support calls for her to move. I realize I've tipped the scales. She's not just fighting me now, she's fighting the street. Morning brings a new realization. I've drawn her out, but I've also painted a bigger target on myself. Her threats are bolder, her attacks personal. I'm winning, but at what cost? I sit at my kitchen table, the note in my hand, and feel a shift. Fear is there, but so is defiance. She thinks she can break me with a bat and a brick, but I'm building a case that'll bury her. This trap wasn't just about catching her. It was about proving I'm not backing down. The grainy footage of Denise smashing my car, mirror loops on my laptop, her bat glinting under the streetlight. It's 3 a.m., and I'm wired, the adrenaline from the police visit still coursing through me. Her silhouette in the window last night watching, daring me, haunts me, but it also fuels me. She's desperate, striking like a cornered dog, and I'm ready to push her over the edge. But I know this nighttime standoff is coming, and I need to be prepared for her next move. I spend the morning uploading the mirror-smashing video to the city's complaint portal, attaching it to my growing file. I email Mrs. Patel, Tom, and Sarah, urging them to share it on the neighborhood forum. "She's cracking," I write. "Keep the pressure on." Mrs. Patel replies with a thumbs up, but Sarah's silent, probably scared. I don't blame her, but I feel the weight of leading this fight alone. My camera's red light blinks by the door, my only witness if Denise strikes again. That afternoon, I notice her driveway's empty. No tenants, no shady cars. She's gone quiet, too quiet. I call the city, learning the inspector's visit is scheduled for tomorrow. My heart races if they find her illegal setup she's done, but I'm not naive. Denise is cunning, and those boarded-up basement windows worry me. I decide to scout her property, just a quick look. Under dusk's cover, I slip into my backyard, peering over the fence. Her basement windows are boarded up, fresh nails glinting. She's hiding something, and it's all the confirmation I need. I'm back inside updating my notes when my phone buzzes a new forum post. It's Denise claiming I faked the video, calling me unhinged and obsessed. Neighbors pile on, some defending me, others buying her lies. My blood boils, but I don't respond. Let her dig her own grave. I'm about to log off when a rock crashes through my living room window, glass shattering across the carpet. I freeze, heart hammering, and grab my phone to check the camera. Nothing. She avoided it again. A note's taped to the rock. Last warning. I call the police, my voice shaking but firm. They arrive, take the note, and promise to patrol, but it's the same story. No proof, no arrest. As they leave, I hear her front door slam, and I know she's watching, waiting for me to crack. I'm terrified, but rage overshadows it. She thinks she can scare me into silence, but this is her mistake. I'm done hiding. At midnight, I'm pacing the note in my hand when I hear footsteps outside. My camera app shows Denise on my porch, spray can in hand, painting something on my door. I don't think I grab a flashlight and storm out screaming, "Get off my property!" She freezes, paint dripping the word liar half finished. Her eyes are wild, not with anger, but fear. "You're ruining my life, Elise," she spits, voice cracking. "You started this," I snap, shining the light in her face. "Back off or I'll end it." She lunges, shoving me hard, and I stumble, scraping my elbow on the porch. Neighbors' lights flick on, and Mrs. Patel yells from her window. "I'm calling the cops." Denise bolts, dropping the spray can. I'm shaking, blood trickling down my arm. But I feel alive, powerful. She's unraveling, and I've caught her in the act. I save the camera footage, my hands steady despite the pain. This is the standoff I've been waiting for, her desperation laid bare. The police arrive, watch the video, and knock on her door. She doesn't answer, but they take the can for prints. As they leave, I clean my elbow, the sting grounding me. I realize tonight changed everything. Denise isn't just fighting to win, she's fighting to survive. Her attack was sloppy, emotional, and it's given me the upper hand. I'm not just a victim anymore, I'm her reckoning. Tomorrow's inspection will hit her hard, but I'm already planning my next move. She's shown her weakness, and I'm ready to exploit it. The sting of my scraped elbow pulses as I sit at my kitchen table, the spray can's paint fumes still lingering in my nose from last night's standoff. Denise's wild eyes, fearful, not furious, replay in my mind a crack in her armor I can't unsee. The police took the can for prints, and my camera caught her red-handed, but I know she's not done. Today's the city inspector's visit, and I'm ready to watch her world crumble. I check my phone. Mrs. Patel texted that she saw the inspector's van at Denise's an hour ago. My heart leaps, but I'm cautious. Denise is slippery, and those boarded-up basement windows worry me. I spend the morning organizing my evidence, emailing the city the latest video of her spray painting my door. I add a note. "She's violent now. Please act fast." My hands tremble not from fear, but from the weight of this moment. If the inspector finds her illegal rental, it's over. By noon, I'm restless, pacing my porch, when the inspector's van pulls up again. A stern woman in a city jacket knocks on Denise's door. Denise answers, all smiles, but her voice carries high-pitched nervous. I can't hear details, but the inspector spends over an hour inside. Neighbors peek from their windows, the street holding its breath. When the inspector leaves, she's carrying a clipboard, her face unreadable. Denise slams her door, and I feel a surge of hope. Something's shifted. I call Mrs. Patel, who's heard from Tom. The inspector found serious violations. No details yet, but it's enough to keep me going. I post an update on the neighborhood forum, careful not to gloat. City inspected Denise's property today. Stay tuned. Comments flood in support, curiosity, a few defending her. I ignore the noise, focusing on the next step. If the city acts, Denise could face fines, maybe eviction of her tenants. I want more. I want her audited, exposed, broken. That afternoon, a police car rolls up, and my stomach lurches. 2 officers knock on Denise's door, and this time, she's led out in handcuffs, her face pale hair disheveled. Neighbors gather whispering as she's put in the squad car. Mrs. Patel rushes over, eyes wide. "They got her for vandalism. Your video." I'm stunned, my pulse racing. It's not the rental bust yet, but it's a start. As the car pulls away, I feel a rush of triumph, but it's bittersweet. She's down but not out. The blowback comes fast. By evening, my inbox is flooded with anonymous emails, threats, insults, calls to leave Denise alone. One chilling message reads, "You'll regret this, snitch." I save them all, suspecting her friends, or maybe her tenants. The forum explodes with arguments, some neighbors blaming me for tearing the street apart. Sarah texts scared, saying she's staying neutral. I feel isolated, the weight of my crusade pressing down. Have I gone too far? But then the city calls. The inspector confirms Denise's basement is an illegal rental, unpermitted, unsafe, no taxes filed. They're issuing a cease and desist and forwarding my IRS tip for an audit. My breath catches. This is it, the legal firestorm I've been building. I thank the inspector, my voice steady, despite the tears prickling my eyes. It's not just about her taunt or my roses anymore. It's about justice for every tenant she exploited, every neighbor she bullied. That night, I board up another window, the threats making me paranoid. I check my camera locks, everything. Denise is out on bail by now, I'm sure, plotting her next move. I realize this victory is fragile. She's wounded, but she's dangerous. The neighborhood's splitting, and I'm at the center of the storm. But as I sit in the dark, the city's letter in my hand, I feel a shift. I'm not just fighting her. I'm dismantling her empire. She underestimated me, and now she's paying the price. The city's letter confirming Denise's illegal rental sits on my kitchen counter. Its official seal glinting under the morning light, a trophy of my hard-fought battle. But the anonymous threats flooding my inbox. "You'll regret this, snitch, keep me on edge." My eyes darting to the security camera feed every few minutes. Denise is out on bail, and the neighborhood is fracturing with neighbors choosing sides in a war I didn't mean to start. Her arrest for vandalism was a win, but it's lit a fuse, and I'm bracing for the explosion. I meet Mrs. Patel and Tom at a coffee shop to avoid prying eyes. The air smells of espresso and rain, and we huddle in a corner booth, voices low. The street's splitting, Tom says, his hands wrapped around a mug. "Half think you're a hero, Elise. Half want you gone," as and Mrs. Patel nods, showing me forum posts. Some call me brave, others a troublemaker. I feel the weight of their judgment, but I'm not backing down. We agree to keep pushing the city for action, but Sarah's absence stings. She's gone silent, scared off by the chaos. Back home, I find a new post on the forum. Denise claiming she's the victim, says I've harassed her for months. She's rallying supporters, painting me as the villain. Comments pile up, neighbors arguing, some back her, citing her charity work. Others share stories of her cruelty. My stomach churns, but I see an opportunity. I reply with facts, the city's findings, her vandalism videos, her tenant reviews. The post goes viral in our small community, and I feel the tide shifting, but it's messy. A neighbor I barely know, Clara, knocks on my door, furious. "You're tearing us apart, Elise! Just move!" Her words cut, but I stand firm. Denise started this, not me. That afternoon, I spot Denise in her yard laughing with 2 neighbors, Greg and another, Linda, who's always been neutral. They're loud, performative, and I realize she's campaigning, trying to sway the street. My blood boils, but I stay calm, recording their chat from my window. She's saying Elise faked everything, she's unhinged. It's a lie, but it's working. Linda nods, uncertain. I feel a pang of isolation. How many others are buying her act? I send the video to Mrs. Patel and Tom, warning them she's fighting back. Tom texts, "We need a meeting, all of us, to shut her down." I agree, but dread creeps in. A public showdown could backfire. That night, the neighborhood gathers at the community center, an impromptu meeting sparked by the forum wars. The room crackles with tension, the air heavy with sweat and anger. Denise stands up front, all crocodile tears, claiming I've stalked her and ruined her life. I counter with evidence, the city letter, her video's tenant reviews, my voice steady despite the glares. Mrs. Patel and Tom back me, sharing their own Denise horror stories. The room erupts, neighbors shouting, some defending her, others demanding accountability. Clara yells, "This is a circus! Both of you stop!" But I see cracks in Denise's support. Linda looks shaken. Others whisper doubts. The meeting ends in a stalemate, but Denise corners me outside, her voice venomous. "You've turned them against me, but I'm not done." Her threat lands, but her eyes betray panic. I realize she's losing allies, and it's because of me. I walk home exhilarated but exhausted, the neighborhood's divide weighing on me. Have I pushed too far? As I lock my door, I find a note slipped underneath. "You're not alone. Keep going." No signature, but it's enough to steady me. I sit up late reading forum posts, seeing more neighbors question Denise. The community's splitting, but I'm not alone anymore. This war has cost me friends, peace, safety, but it's also exposed her. I realize I'm not just fighting for myself. I'm fighting for everyone she's hurt. The divide is painful, but it's proof I'm winning. Denise's empire is crumbling, and I'm ready to push it all the way down. The anonymous note. "You're not alone. Keep going," sits on my nightstand, its scrawled words a lifeline as I wake to a street humming with tension. Denise's tearful performance at last night's meeting lingers, her lies about my harassment still twisting in my gut. The neighborhood's split, half see her for the bully she is, half cling to her victim act. But the city's ruling and my evidence are tipping the scales. Today, I'm pushing for her final reckoning, but I know it won't come cheap. I check my email and find a message from the city. Denise has been fined $5,000 for her illegal rental, with an order to evict her tenants within 48 hours or face further penalties. The IRS has also confirmed they're auditing her for unreported income. My heart surges. This is the knockout I've been chasing since her "you don't pay taxes" taunt. I forward the email to Mrs. Patel and Tom, who reply with excited emojis. But I'm not celebrating yet. Denise is a wounded animal, and her next strike could be brutal. Mid-morning, I see movers hauling furniture from her basement, mattresses, a mini fridge, trash bags of clothes. Her tenants are gone, and she's in her driveway screaming into her phone, her voice raw with panic. I record it from my porch, catching her say, "I'll lose everything." It's chilling, but I feel no pity. She built this mess, and I'm dismantling it. I post the video to the forum, captioning it, "Cities shutting her down. Justice is coming." The response is electric. Support pours in, but so do hateful replies from her allies, calling me a vindictive witch. The divide deepens, and I feel the weight of being the street's lightning rod. That afternoon, Mrs. Patel calls, her voice urgent. "Denise is telling people you bribed the city. She's planning a protest at your house." My stomach lurches. Protest? I picture a mob, her lies fueling their anger. I call the police, alerting them to a potential disturbance, and reinforce my camera setup. As dusk falls, a dozen neighbors gather on my lawn, led by Denise holding signs, "Stop the witch hunt," and Elise lies. She's screaming, "She's destroying our community." Her eyes lock on mine through my window, pure venom. I'm terrified, my hands shaking, but I step outside, phone recording. "You're the liar, Denise," I shout. "The city caught you, not me." Mrs. Patel and Tom arrive, yelling support, and more neighbors join, ones I've swayed. The crowd splits, arguing, shoving. Police sirens wail and officers disperse the chaos, warning Denise to back off. She's escorted home, her signs abandoned on my grass. I'm shaking, but I've won this round. She's exposed, humiliated. The forum lights up with videos of the protest, most condemning her. Linda, her former ally, messages me. I'm sorry, Elise. I was wrong about her. It's a small victory, but it steadies me. That night, I get a call from the city. Denise's fines are doubled for non-compliance, and her property's flagged for foreclosure if she can't pay. The IRS audit is moving fast, her tax evasion undeniable. I sit in my dark living room, the weight of it sinking in. She's crumbling her money, her reputation, her power. But as I lock my doors, I find another note. You'll pay, Elise. Forever. It's her handwriting, and my blood runs cold. Victory is mine, but it's bittersweet. She's down, but her hatred is alive. I realize this war has changed me. I've fought for justice, exposed her crimes, but I've also lost my quiet life, my sense of safety. The neighborhood's healing, but scars remain. As I stare at her dark house, I know she's plotting even in defeat. But I'm not the Elise she taunted months ago. I'm stronger, fiercer. She underestimated me, and now she's paying the ultimate price. This is her reckoning, but mine is living with the cost of winning. The street is quiet now, the air cool against my skin, as I sit on my porch, a cup of tea warming my hands. Denise's house is dark, her for sale sign a silent admission of defeat. The fines, the audit, the eviction of her tenants, it all hit her like a tidal wave, and she's gone, at least for now. But the notes, the threats, the rage in her eyes, they linger, ghosts of a war I didn't choose but had to fight. I think of the cost, sleepless nights, broken windows, neighbors lost to her lies. It wasn't just about her taunt or my roses. It was about standing up to someone who thrived on cruelty, who thought she could break me. I've changed. The Elise who moved here battered by divorce just wanted peace. Now I'm someone who knows her strength, who can face a bully and win. But victory isn't clean, it's heavy, laced with scars. I look at my garden, replanted, blooming again, and feel a quiet pride. I fought for this, for every neighbor she hurt, for every tenant she exploited. If you're dealing with someone toxic next door, please believe me, you're not crazy, and you're not alone. You have power, even when it feels like they've stolen it. Hold your ground, document everything, and don't let their poison dim your light. I'm proof you can survive even if it costs you. And I'd do it again.